So, last time on D&D, you guys arrived in the town of Mir in your different ways and all this, scattered around the town briefly before noticing a bit of a ruckus in the middle of town, where Vorgan was being attacked by a person that turned into a werebear. You all kind of helped out with fighting this thing and got him down, and he died or whatever. Not before hitting Vargan's sword into, or he didn't hit it. He took it and threw it into the building next to you, impaling a person. What the fuck? It's cat gun. Anyway, you all then went to the town elder, and he told you about a similar problem that happened when he was younger, about 40 years ago, when people were turning into were animals and living in the Runewood, and then eventually would come out and try to attack people. And he said last time there was an orb that they were using to just turn into these things, but this time it seems different because they weren't tattooed with the rune tattoos last time. So he's kind of sent you in there to investigate, and he said that if you come back, he can enchant a few things with runic magic, if you would like. So you guys went outside of town to the edge of the forest, where you are waiting to go in, essentially. What would you like to do?
I would like to stealth.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Alright. I'm doing it.
Unfortunately, not the clap of your ass, but the clap of your titties is too much.
Yeah. My bosom.
Yes.
You've alerted the horde.
Nice.
Now all of China knows you're here. What's everybody else doing as you see this centaur? The rest of you see the centaur try to go into the forest and then just fall over and step on a bunch of branches and stuff, and then
I'm not used to being here. That's what it is.
I have a question. Being a sorcerer and a skeleton, am I allowed to magically whistle?
You can, but not the other skeleton.
Okay, that's fine. I know he can't talk yet.
Because you have a voice, so you could whistle whatever.
Alright, I'm just gonna whistle as we follow along, and Frederick will kind of rattle along to the tune.
I want to go over to the fallen centaur and offer essentially grease. It's like maybe you need to grease the joints a bit so they move a bit better. I don't know how you
just
can
say
get
grease the dorts?
The joints.
Joints.
The joints.
The dorts.
The contraption. the joints in your legs don't seem to be on.
I thought he said dorts.
That's some the WD-40.
Them knees need some WD.
I remember. I still think
WD's
it's
nuts.
Yeah. Is this really a construct?
It's WD-40 in the center.
Grease her up.
Look, I'm not convinced that it's real. Okay, I think it's literally just a machine under there, and he found a way to get fucking organic material onto it.
Okay. So what's everybody else doing? You're whistling, Mr. Bones. Are you just walking into the forest, or what are you doing?
I mean, I'll just follow the group whilst whistling and Frederick rattling.
Is Frederick playing his ribs and doo, 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 doo?
How thick are the trees here, by the way?
They're not super thick. It's just pretty much just like a normal evergreen forest.
Well, is it heavily forested or is it sparsely forested?
Yeah, it's thick forest, but the trees itself aren't super big.
Well, that's what I meant. Are they close to each other or?
Yeah, pretty close to each other.
Okay.
Bears. It's very sparse.
So, am I to assume?
And I fly above the tree line and just follow from up there.
Sure, but as soon as you get above the tree line, you can't really see into the forest itself.
Okay. But can I see? I see at least the group
Yeah, like I said before, it's a thick forest, so it's
Then
like decent canopy on and everything with its evergreen trees.
then I'll just hop back down on the ground and just I'm gonna try this stuff. I'm gonna try this though. Like just so if anything happens.
Okay. Oh,
Alright, I'm a god.
you're channeling your father.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit. So you guys see Greg like fly up in the air and then come back down and then can't see him anymore.
Where did he go?
Saren, Vargan, what are you doing?
Wait. Is the horse tipped over?
Excuse
Are
me.
you?
No. I might not be that stealthy, but I'm still pretty dexterous. I did not fall over. I kind of tripped, but I didn't fall, no.
How do you trip with 4 legs?
Even easier than with 2 legs. You have 4 of them to trip.
Yeah, but you have 3 legs to back up the leg you just tripped on.
Nah, bitch,
It's
I
like a
got
chair.
5 legs.
It's like a chair.
Oh
Like a
no.
chair. If you take off one leg, then
Just
it's
kidding, I'm
not
just
gonna
kidding.
really balance.
Were you gonna say something?
She's just laughing. God damn it. The whole room is silent, waiting, bated breath.
Mr. DM, I'm being
What-
sexually
what-
harassed by one of the players.
God damn it.
As a centaur is being compared to a chair, I need apparently the only one paying attention to make a perception check. So Greg,
I'm paying attention. I'm just following along. I'm not
Yeah,
really
I'm also
Okay, you
paying
can go
attention. I'm
check
just
it.
giving
Following.
somebody else time to, you know. I don't want to be the only one doing anything.
Mr. Bones, you can make a perception check too.
Alright. Damn.
Okay. So, Greg, while you're stealthing away from everybody else, apparently, you kind of look into the woods a little bit further, as far as you can, and just at the edge of your sight, you can see kind of something move between the trees, heading south.
Okay. Well, I see these guys fucking around. I'm gonna show myself like, yeah. Looks like there's something over there sneaking around.
Do you like pop up behind someone and startle them?
I just pop up behind. I'll pop up behind Commodore.
Oh. How close is he? How close am I to Commodore?
Commodore? Who's Commodore?
Commodore, Robulus, Leopard,
Comstock. That's what I was like, why
He's
is it? I was even confused why I said Comstock. I was so confused.
So Commissar, Gregory just like pops up behind you, seemingly out of nowhere, and says this.
I'm sorry, I got back.
Welcome back. We haven't made it very far into the forest. We took a few steps. Alex almost fell over. Dragon found something.
Do we know what it is?
He was in the middle of telling us something. He came back.
It was just something. I just saw something at the corner of my eye.
Yeah, okay, so who comes behind me and says what?
I see something over there sneaking around.
I went to look at it.
Okay, make a
In that
perception check. You don't see it.
I don't see shit.
Sneaking around, huh? Me and Frederick will go take care of that. Come on, you rapscallion!
I'm gonna
And me
turn
and
back
Frederick
to him.
will begin marching towards the direction.
Must have been the wind.
Okay, so
True.
Frederick stabs at random bushes.
Every single person in Skyrim rolls a 1 on perception all the time.
Yeah. Bone Man, are you going on up kind of by yourself with Frederick?
Yeah, me and Frederick are just gonna march towards the thing.
Okay.
And he's gonna start stabbing at random bushes.
Who's following him?
I'm gonna stay away from the party, but continue forward with the party, like off like 30 feet to the right, but still within eye shot.
Okay.
Line of sight.
Earshot.
No, eye shot. I need to be able to see.
Line of ear, eye shot.
Yes.
So I want to.
Go ahead.
Line of ear, eye shot.
I'm gonna have my homunculus take flight, and I'm gonna. Can I use a ready to action like for the homunculus?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the.
Yeah, I have to use my bonus actions to make it do any attacks or something. But
Yeah, so you can like hold a bonus action to make it attack something.
Yes, I'm just gonna ready the action, so if like there's a hostile creature, it'll take a shot.
Okay.
And just have it flying around.
So, Mr. Bones, you're like starting to poke bushes and stuff.
Frederick is poking the bushes.
Is he like far ahead of everybody else?
He's about 5 feet ahead of me, poking the bushes as we go.
Okay. So what is marching order here?
Frederick, Mr. Bones, Vargan, and then I don't know.
I'll be again to the side, so I don't know if that matters much for me. I'll be kind of in the middle of the pack to the side, 30 yards or 30 feet.
Okay. What were you gonna say, Commissar?
I'm just gonna be kind of in the back.
In the back. All right, Saren and Greg.
Well, I stuck up behind Commissar, so Sumo will be right behind him.
Okay, so is it that I think that leaves Saren in the middle.
Yep.
Okay. So as you guys are going, are you heading south the way Greg told you it was moving?
Yes, we'll head that way.
Okay. So, Fred is poking bushes as you go. Sometimes he maybe pokes a tree or two up into the branches.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really make any contact with anything, but because you're in front, Mr. Bones needs you to make a perception check. And also, Edrin, you can make a perception check because you're kind of off the side.
Okay.
Can
That's
Frederick have a perception check?
You said Edrin.
Yeah, Edrin and Mr. Bones.
I didn't know Frederick also got checks like that.
I don't know if he does, actually. You can do a perception check, but it'd be with skeleton, like his perception.
Yeah. Let me read it real quick.
Also, that's a performance check, not a perception check.
Oh, whoops.
Mr. Bowen starts dancing.
Yes.
That whistling is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah, his whistling is really good. He can't see shit.
Let me find Frederick. Maybe he sees something. Oh, he does not have very good perception.
Wow.
Still better than both of us.
These, the rolls this game are not good.
No.
Well, he has 3 negatives, so...
He still rolled higher than both of you guys.
Don't remind me.
Alright. So as you're going, Fred is poking bushes. Eventually... Let me do something here. Edrin, what's your AC?
15.
Okay, so you don't see them before this happens, but a werewolf comes out from the left of you, right?
Okay.
If I get my directions right here, and then swipes at you, but you see it just in time and dodge out of the way.
Okay. I'm going to ready both my rapiers, kind of slap them out, or slide them out of my holsters on the left and right side of my body.
Okay. Let's go to a battle map.
Does that sure
Not scuffed.
Disappointed.
Gonna let out a shout too, by the way. I'm gonna shout while tugging my my rapiers out.
You guys are in the top left, and I'll put you in your order.
Wait, oh, so we're like this. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna roll initiatives real quick, and I have to go pull pizza.
Okay. Saren, have you ever taken or put your character on this map before? I don't remember.
Second one is
No, I
Frederick,
don't
by
think
the way.
So you just go to your character sheet, or the page with the character on it, and just click and drag your character onto the map, and it'll be right on there for you.
Oh.
So initiative, there we go.
There it is.
Nice.
Do I do the initiative too?
Initiative tells you where you are in the rounds of combat.
Yes.
Is the first one, Mr. Bones, is that yours or Fred's?
He's gone.
Oh, fine.
I mean, you can see his character sheet. You can see which one has the 1
Yeah.
in initiative and which one has the 2.
His skeleton has higher initiative than him.
Where am I on the placement of this map?
Top right, or top left. Everybody's top left.
The Master's Week, time for the apprentice to rise.
I see that, but in like the
Oh, you were second after you were after Mr. Bone Man there.
Boneman.
so where do I go?
Yeah, right there. That's good.
Right there's fine. Okay.
And then it was.
I got 20. Where do I go?
Don't worry, I'm writing down the initiative here.
Do I need to roll initiative?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, I'm returned.
I'm sorry I'm not too vocal today. My mom's having a bad day, and
That's alright.
Just belling me every day. Shit ass initiative, dude. This is.
A 7. Damn.
So, what is your race, dragon? An Arakoa?
Kokora, I think.
Arakoa is
that
from WoW.
Is Gregory a normal Aarakocra's name?
Well, it's...
I'm not judging you or anything. I'm just curious.
No. 100% no. I'm pretty sure Mixer isn't a normal Kenku name, but you know.
It's Bellamy's kid, so it's like...
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
Oh,
Mixer is a normal Kenku name. Does no, Vargan definitely has higher dex than Mr. Bones.
Funnily enough, Frederick is more dexterous than Mr. Bones.
That
Yup.
doesn't surprise me at all.
All right, first in initiative is Edrin.
All right.
Got this werewolf next to you.
So, let's see. Would I know what type of monster this is? Would I know if it's a beast or a humanoid?
It's humanoid in its form.
Okay. But it looks like a wolf, yes?
Yes.
Alright. So I'm going to... Let's see. Going to cast Hunter's Mark as my bonus action. And then, with my action, I'm going to strike with my rapier. Okay. 24. Damn.
That definitely hits.
All right. Gonna slice him in the chest. See how that goes. 6 piercing damage.
You slice with a rapier?
Yes. Hey man.
Okay.
Rapier's still sharp. All right. Hey, I'm slicing with the tip. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Oh, I also do an extra 1d6 with Hunter's Mark. There you go. Boom. All right.
Okay. He slices him across the chest, and looks down, and then looks back at you and snarls.
You're not very nice, are you?
All right. After that, Saren. Saren, you can kind of hear some commotion over there. I think Edrin yelled or something.
Yeah, I yelled as soon as I saw it slash at me. I just let out a ah!
So you heard your centaur companion kind of yell out in a little bit of pain.
Did he get hurt?
No.
But
I was shocked.
Yes.
Yes. Looks like a guy's.
Is it dark in the forest? Is there like barely any sunlight?
No, I'd say it's about. It's getting dark. It's not dark yet, but the forest itself is decently wooded, so it's darkish in this place. It's not like direct sunlight or anything like that.
Can we see the creature from where we stand? Or it's really far?
Right now, I think you're about 30 feet away from it. And it's kind of half covered behind a tree.
I don't know what feet are.
So when you're looking at the map here, there's actually a measurement tool to measure between you and something else. And I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Each square is 5 feet.
Oh, why is my arrow green?
It's just the color you spawned in with.
I guess.
What's wrong with green? Okay, maybe you're green because it blends in with the map.
Yes, that's the only problem.
I want to cast Eyes of Night, but I want to cast it on the bird boy, so he can go and see what it is better.
Okay. You wanna What does that do? If you want to click on the ability in your character sheet.
It says I can share like ability to see better in like bad lit places.
Um, I wouldn't need that. I do have dark vision, so I'm good.
Oh. Well, isn't that lovely?
Oof. I don't know, I guess I want to tell everyone that Kurt yelling from that direction.
Okay. You want to do
warn
anything?
everyone. They sounded like our kin tower friend, quote unquote.
Yes. She wasn't that far away from you guys, so you'd be able to tell that it was coming from the direction that she was at. You want to do anything else on your turn?
Not yet.
Okay. Do you want to end your turn then?
Yes.
Okay. So next is Frederick.
Frederick.
I think I rolled a higher initiative than Fred. Yeah, Fred was the 10, I was the 19.
Oh, whoops, I got it backwards. So Mr. Bones then.
Okay. Let's see, how far am I? Also, it says I can, on each of my turns, I can use my bonus action to mentally command my cohort and any other undead creatures under your control. Does that bonus action command activate on my turn or their turn?
Your turn. You use your bonus action.
So he'll, because he also has his own turn. So I bonus action tell him to attack. Will he go over there and attack this turn and his turn?
Oh, wait a minute. No, yeah. So your undead cohort just attacks on your turn. That's
no,
what
he
I
has
usually,
his own
that's what I
turn
usually
and
do for
initiative, it says.
what I usually do for pets is I usually just make it on whoever controls.
Yeah, wait,
it's just easier to figure out at that point.
Yeah, for sure. 40 feet. And my speed as a skeleton is not 40 feet, it's 30 feet. Okay, so. Oh, well, you know what? I have cantrips, so I can go.
Currently, the werewolf is half cover behind that tree from where you're looking at it.
Still be half cover there, because I kind of have an angle on him here.
Yeah, so look at where the center of the tree is, and that's pretty much where the trunk is, like that center bush.
Okay, so what if I go, like, here instead?
Yeah, you'd be able to see it then.
Okay, so I'll do that for me.
Don't miss.
5, 10.
Don't roll a 1.
Spones will just go, or Frederick will go there. And let's see, I have... let's do... I'll kind of make a cool finger gun motion at him, and I'll go, yeah! A bright beam of light will shoot from my fingertip at him.
Okay, yeah, 19 hits. Alright.
Does Ray of Frost do anything else? I forget.
Yes, it's like they have to make a save or something? No, their speed is reduced, okay.
I'm gonna tell the werewolf to cool, or chill out. Yeah, that word.
Oh no.
Oh my god, he's Mr. Freeze. Chill
out.
out.
Chill out.
Mr. Freeze.
Are werewolves resistant to frost magic?
I'm not sure why they would be.
They have fur.
Not sure either.
This will be well adapted to the cold, but then I think it depends on the temper. I guess it depends on the season because they do have to grow their winter coat.
It's a werewolf, so I don't know if it's like real world. Nick Silent is like, I'm assuming he's looking it up.
No, I'm not looking it up. I'm just waiting for you guys to.
Well, could you? Is there an answer?
You don't know.
Yeah,
That's my turn,
how
by the
would
way.
we know?
All right, Mr. Bones, is that your turn?
Basically, in
Yeah.
universe, how would we know? Unless we.
All right. Commissar, it's your turn. Try not to burn the forest down.
No promises. Alright, so bonus action, I'm gonna have my little flying buddy here. He has flying speed 30. So he moves during my turn, he's gonna move up. He's gonna move right here. And the
Flying
bonus,
speed.
yeah, they can fly.
I don't remember that.
Here is the data link to it. It's not the actual mech, it's the, what is it? The homunculus.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
a thing you made?
Yeah, one of the magical items, like the artificer infusions.
Oh, I thought your mech was flying. I was like, your mech
No.
cannot fly.
I don't get the mech to level 3. Yeah, I don't have that to level 3. I don't have that yet.
Okay.
Okay, but it's gonna use the bonus action to make an attack itself.
You can't roll good at anything else except for attacking stuff, I guess.
Apparently.
Yeah. So 4. And then I'm gonna do
This,
mine.
This werewolf is not looking good.
And then let's see, I got my turn. Let's see here. What's
From
the
where
range?
you're at, you cannot see the werewolf at all.
From where I'm at? Okay, so I'm gonna have to move a bit. Would I be able to see it from here? Actually, no, I can just move right here.
Yeah, just move with your mech there.
And I'm gonna load up a fire round. I'm gonna shoot the fucker. I still can't hit it.
Oh, no.
Yep, you miss. High or low, Commissar?
Aye. Let's burn this baby down.
All right. The tree starts on fire next to you.
Damn it.
God damn it.
2
The
sessions.
werebear just comes over.
So we've had 2 sessions and 2 things have already started a fire. We're
Yes.
2 for 2.
That's it for my turn.
There.
I don't want
All right,
to set
next
the world.
Is the werewolf's turn. Going to continue attacking the centaur. Wow, nice. It hits you with a that's a really high roll, 22.
Nice.
It's going to
Very
claw
nice.
you for 3 damage.
Oh my god. Oh
Much
my
extent.
god. Wah!
And then, Saren and Gregory, you see a goat man.
Goatman.
The goat man's going to come up and attack Saren, and then there is another werewolf from the same direction. Whoops, that's a goat man. So, goat man's going to attack Saren, and the werewolf is going to come up and attack Gregory. Saren, does a 13 hit your AC?
What did you say?
Does a 13 hit you with
Mm-hmm.
against your armor class?
It's at the top of the character sheet there. The little shield. In case you're having trouble.
The armor class?
Yes.
I have 16.
Okay, so 13 does not hit you. Then, Gregory. Wow, no, it definitely doesn't hit you with a 5.
No.
So this goat man comes up from behind, or this goat man and werewolf come from behind. One, the goat man swings his axe at Saren, and she just dodges out of the way. And then Gregory, the werewolf, comes and like kind of just trips over a branch and just misses you entirely. All right, Vargan, it's your turn.
Remove my blade, and I charge in. What? By the way, what are the dots on the werewolves? Are
That's
those
just for me, for indication.
Okay. And I move between am I able to flank?
You'd have to get behind it. You can't move through the werewolf space.
I can't move between my friends.
Yeah, I suppose you would, but no, you'd have to go like around them because the werewolf is currently within combat range of both of them. So you'd have to go like.
I think you've got enough movement to take a wide berth around them, though. Because you can go like here, there, yeah, like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
can we cross side to side, or do we have to do?
No, you can go diagonally.
Okay, so that'd be 5, 10.
All of your characters are queens.
So that would be 20 feet.
Okay.
I get behind the werewolf man while the commotion is they're fighting, and then do I have flanking advantage now?
So flanking is you have to be both. There have to be someone in front and behind.
If you move one square down,
Yeah, if you move one square up or down, you'd be flanking.
Okay.
Just be like directly diagonal or something. There you
go. And then I try to stab it from behind.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to open up a page.
19 hits.
Okay, cool. I would like to use my bonus. Wait.
Yeah, bonus action for that ability.
Bonus?
Mm-hmm.
Bonus?
So it's a con save, right?
A con save of it's either 13 or 15. Let me check.
Well, either way, he passes it.
Okay. So I'll just. Does it still do necrotic damage or no damage?
As long as you have the amount of blood that it requires for that certain buff, then yes. So remember, you stole some life from the old man werebear before.
Yes, and I have. That was 4.
Yep. So you'd have the first one unlocked then.
Let me roll the normal damage first.
5, and then plus your proficiency modifier, I believe it is, for extra necrotic. So 7 damage.
Yeah, your proficiency modifier. Yes, it would be 7 damage.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Does that mean it goes to 11 now, or?
No, so the extra necrotic damage does not count towards your blood absorption. Only the bonus action ability is.
Okay. So, let me see. Uh, yes, I believe so.
Okay, so Greg, it's your turn. There's a werewolf behind you, and it tripped over a branch and missed you with its claws.
Um, if I fly up, I will take opportunity attack, right?
Yes. Unless you use your action to disengage.
You know what? No, I'll fly up. I'll fly up 30 feet. Take the opportunity attack.
Okay. Nope, misses you.
Alright, perfect. I'm going to cast Mind Sliver.
I'm pretty sure that's a saving throw ability, if I remember right.
It is. It has to. Wait, give me a second. Let me just click on show spell description. Well, the
Intelligence
target
saving
must
throw.
succeed
On the werewolf?
on the one behind me.
The werewolf, okay. Oh, nat 20.
Okay, well damn.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't take the psychic damage, right?
No.
Okay, so it does nothing. Alright.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Alright. So, one more werewolf appears. Is going to go after this weird thing that just shot at the other werewolf.
That's in the air.
Oh, it is? Well, then it's going to go after you.
Yep.
I see.
Wow, a 6 does not hit you. So.
Oof.
He's in melee range and not attacking me,
Here.
huh?
I'll put him there, but just remember your guy is like up in the air.
Yeah.
And the werewolf right next to you. All right, back to the top of the round is Edrin.
I would like to. Also, real quick, if I move out of the blue werewolf's range, will he attack me?
No, because he's next to Commissar. He's actually next to Commissar. He's not right there.
Okay, so I'm going to skirt around this guy here
Okay.
and attack him. With,
All right.
With both rapiers this time.
Do it.
1, 2.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
So for the first, both of those also get another +6. So
Yeah, you're not good at
that's-
sneaking, but you sure are good at piercing things.
That is how my ranger is built. Yes. So the first is 12 damage, and the second is 21.
All right, you kill him. He's dead.
Oof. R.I.P.
So you stab him once and then twice, and then it kind of like holds the chest where it was stabbed and like lets out this weird gurgly like sound, falls on the ground, and then transforms back into a person.
Okay.
You see the runes on the head, the bald head, disappear again, like the other person.
Okay. Let me see here. Need to check something.
Do spears have reach?
What'd you say?
Do spears have reach?
No, you're thinking of lances.
Damn.
Oh, so I'm going to use my bonus action to move the hunter's mark to the blue wolf. Let's see. And then over here.
Spears are the throwable one, right?
Yes.
That's javelin. I mean, you can still
You
do
can
it.
throw any weapon you want, really.
Yes. Yes. And
All right.
that'll be my attack, or my turn, yes.
Okay. So, Saren, it's your turn. Like I said, I did a bad job explaining how your turn works. So you can, on your turn, you can move, you can do an action or a bonus action. You
Only
can
one
do
of those.
action and bonus action, actually.
So
You can
can I
do,
like? You told me that I dodged. Can I like move to like back a little bit and cast spell?
so if you want to dodge, it uses your action to do the dodge movement,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't take an attack of opportunity, which attack of opportunity is when you move out of you or something else moves out of combat range, and the other thing can attack you. So if you have a bonus action spell you can cast, you could do it, use the action to dodge, and then move away, and then use the bonus action spell. If you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I just want to move like here, and then cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, so are you not going to take the dodge action and just risk the attack?
I mean, they're kind of bad at attacking.
True, they have not proven to be good at hitting anything. Uh,
Yeah, so
so like everybody was saying before, each square is 5 feet of movement, and I think you have 30 feet of movement. You can click and move your character with like the little mouse button thing there. There you go. So the goat man is going to take his attack of opportunity, and the werewolf already uses reaction, so he can't do that to you anyway.
um,
And he does not hit you. He rolled a 10. So now you can do your action if you wish.
can I only use one action?
Yes. You
Because
have
I
one
want
action, one bonus action, and your movement every turn. You also have a reaction, which you can use for certain things.
because I wanna use my shield and then use my cantrip. Can I do that?
Use your shield for what?
Like shield myself from like if he gonna attack me next turn or something.
Okay. So that would be something. So your shield is always out, technically,
Mhm.
if you're in combat. So you don't really have to like equip it unless you're specifically saying you don't have it equipped.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and cast a spell if you want, because I'm just assuming your shield is out.
Okay, I will cast this spell then.
All right. So Sacred Flame on which one? The Goat Man or the Werewolf?
The goat man.
All right. Wow, he rolled a natural 20. So he saves against your Sacred Flame, and the Sacred Flame. So you cast your. What does your Sacred Flame look like?
Um, it's like flame, like purple flame radiance.
All right. So you cast your purple flame. The Goat Man kind of sees you casting your spell and just steps away for a second, and the Sacred Flame goes in the spot where he was at, and then he goes back to where he was. So you have a bonus action now if you have anything to use on that, and if not, you can end your turn.
Yeah, I'll end your turn.
Okay. You can also move more because you have 30 feet of movement on your turn, and you move 5 feet.
So I can move more?
Yes.
I'll move here.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to Mr. Bones. It's your turn. Got this werewolf standing in front of you.
Alrighty.
So-
I'm going to move Frederick. I'll move here. And is this werewolf flanked now?
Yes, because
Okay.
he's not actually, like I said, he's in the position where the tank is.
Yeah.
And I'm just assuming that Edrin is behind him.
So he will. Oh, that's right. Frederick doesn't have a spear. He has a longsword, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
7 for Frederick. And then I will move 5, 10, 15, 20.
Does it take an attack of opportunity against you because you're moving away?
Was he right next to me? Because I was like here.
No, you were right here.
Was I?
Yeah, you're standing next to Commissar.
Oh. Oh shit, okay. Well, hold on. Did that Frederick kill him with that?
No, that blue werewolf hasn't taken any damage except for Frederick.
Okay. I'm not moving away then. I don't want to get an attack of opportunity. I don't have a lot of hit points.
Okay.
I will instead use inflict wounds.
12. Actually, he's flanked, so 23 does hit.
19.
Okay, that's a lot. You kill him.
So I brandish my kind of squiggly looking dagger. It's the Chris. And I plunge it deep in his chest into his heart and let the necromantic energies flow throughout his body.
Okay. So the same thing happens as did with the other one. It turns into a normal person. What the hell is happening? It turns into just a regular person with a shaved head, and the runes on the head disappear as the person dies. So I can take red and blue werewolf off initiative.
And then I'll go ahead. Scooch over here now.
Okay. Commissar.
Right, well, that guy's dead, so I'm let's see. This. Oh, not the best roller. Fuck you, game. There it goes. Alright, I'm gonna fly. Little drunk, my boy. Right over here. And he's gonna shoot the goat man.
What does your homunculus thing look like?
It looks like the picture, except for it has like a little, you know, on WoW, like the goblin like flying things has like little boosters that come out the side and kind of just like crickety as fuck.
Okay. How long does that
Kinda
thing
like
last? By the way,
How long does it last?
because you're kind of using prototype technology for this.
Mechanically, forever until it dies, and I have to recruit it. The other one, the big one, it'll only last an hour.
Okay. So, I mean, even with your whole mechanical explanations of everything, you'll have to like refuel this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that when we rest for the night.
Okay.
And it's gonna fire. Yeah, it's gonna fire goat man.
Okay. Damn. You guys hit everything.
And then I'm going to move 5, 10. Yeah, I'm gonna move behind it. And I'm gonna fire at it.
Oh, by the way, the fire grows bigger over in this tree. $11 does not hit.
It's a little bit to the left. A bit to the left. Oh well.
Higher low.
Hi.
Okay. So it goes onto that tree instead of onto Vargan.
Burns it. Yes. How did my mech's hitting shit but I can't? Fuck.
At this point, it's not going to be the rune wood anymore. It's just going to be the burnt wood.
Yeah, for real.
Clearly.
All right.
It's my turn.
Okay. How high up is your thing flying?
It has a 30-foot fly speed, so I'd say
Okay.
it's about. It has a range of. I'd say about 20 feet in the air.
Okay, so the goat man is going to instead go to you. Vargan, you get an attack opportunity if you want.
Noise. Yeah, I'll take attack.
You don't get to use your special ability because it's a bonus. It's that requires
It's
a
a
bonus
bo-
action.
Yes. That makes sense.
You miss. Anyway.
Okay.
Goatman's gonna come and attack Commissar with a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
And he takes his axe and he's gonna slice you with it. 9 points of slashing damage.
It's just but a flesh wound.
Now the werewolf is gonna turn around and start attacking Vargan. By the way, this werewolf is no longer flanked because Gregory is 30 feet in the air.
Yes.
He's going to attempt to claw at you, but then miss with a 9. Wow, these werewolves suck. That brings it to your turn, Vargan.
I go ahead and slash at him again.
Do it. Are you gonna do it?
Sorry about that.
Woo. Yeah, that hits.
And do I do the necrotic ability still? As
Do you
my
want
bonus
to?
action? Yes.
Okay, well, it fails to save.
Okay.
Remember, when you crit, any die roll you roll is doubled. So, that includes your necrotic thing.
Okay, so that's a 7 for my weapon. So do I roll a 1d8 then?
No. It's either 2d4 or 1d4 double.
Eight.
Oh, nice.
So
What does that bring you up to?
15?
Exactly 15?
Oh, 15 plus the 2 from the necrotic damage from the bonus of the sword.
That doesn't count towards it, remember?
No, that's my bonus from my sword's attack.
Oh. Yeah, but it doesn't count towards your blood suck.
Oh, I thought you were asking for the total number of damage.
No, I was asking for what your blood total is.
It would be 11.
Okay.
So I take my sword, stab into it, and then slice upwards.
You hear it let out a dog-like whine when you do this, and you see the blood absorb into the sword, and you don't feel the thirst from the sword, but going over the limit, you feel just a little bit yourself. All right, and that brings us to Greg.
The werewolf in front of me looks pretty hurt, right?
Yes, the werewolf looks hurt.
Anyone hit the centaur?
What? The centaur?
The centaur guy over here.
Oh, he's not a centaur. That's a goat man.
Oh. Satyr, he means.
Here, yeah.
Oh yeah, satyr.
I just noticed that there's another tree on fire.
Because Commissar missed again.
God damn it.
Nick, it's 12, by the way. I don't know if that does anything.
No, you just feel like a tiny, like in the back of your head, you feel the thirst yourself rather than through the sword.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the savior with Eldritch Blast.
Oh, crit!
Wow.
That's actually perfect. Alright.
Holy shit, that damage.
Wait, I have to add something else. Deal extra damage. Bonus is everything. So, deal extra thunder damage onto that.
Is that like one of your things for
Yeah.
the genie?
Yeah.
Nice, so an extra 2 damage.
Is this werewolf dead, by the way, Nick?
No, almost though.
17 damage, didn't it do it?
No.
Okay.
Pretty close though. Bellamy. Gregory, what does your Eldritch Blast look like?
So the Eldritch Blast looks like a gust of wind just, like, hitting people. It's like a strong, powerful gust of wind just like
And
hitting
then
people.
does it crash with a thunderous sound? Nice. All right, is that your turn, or do you want to move?
What? I'll fly back down to them give advantage.
Okay. All right, Edrin, the tree is on fire next to you.
Yes, yes it is. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to sprint over here. I don't think I actually have a way to do anything about this tree. So I'm going to sprint over here and let's go here. And that'll be... Oh! Hold up. Hold up. Let's see.
I just realized I forgot to ever learn my first level spells.
I'm going to sprint here, and I'm going to use my bonus action to kick this bitch with my hooves.
All right. So your hunter's mark fades.
That's fine. Well, I wasn't close enough for it or to move it anyways.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Poof attack.
So, let's see. So that's +4.
That hits.
Okay, 3 damage. So, I kicked
Not
the shit
looking
out
too
of
good,
it.
this werewolf. All right. So that brings us to Saren again. What would you like to do?
Did werewolf not die?
The werewolf is just like barely alive.
What about the goat?
Goatman's looking pretty good still.
This freaking goat.
Are you making fun of me in D&D chat, you son of a bitch?
What?
Oh, no, those
No,
are
that was for
DM.
Edrin. That was for Edrin. The tree's on fire? Okay.
No, I'm talking to
Oh
Tree.
no! Anyway.
What?
Told you the tree was on fire, and you're like, alright, and then you went and did something else.
It's true.
But Saren, yeah, it is your turn. There's nothing in combat range for you. Like, nothing next to you that can attack you if you move away.
Okay. So I'll move here, and I will cast Sacred Flame again at the goat man.
Goatman, alright. He
I will have
passes it.
hit.
He rolled the same thing.
I will have hit the werewolf guy, but I'm afraid I will hit someone with my luck.
Well, Sacred Flame isn't like a targeted spell. It's something has to make a saving throw for, so it like appears under them. So
Oh, okay.
it's not really like going through anything. Did you want to hit the werewolf instead?
Yeah.
All right. What is your... Okay. Well, it still passes its save, so it misses again. You like to do anything else in your turn?
No.
Okay. So, Mr. Bones, it's your turn. You got the goat man and the werewolf yet.
Alrighty. 1 second here. I am putting in a spell real quick. Oh, I guess I can put in the spell after. I can just do it by hand. I have to learn my sorcerer spells.
By the way, CERN, if you want to, instead of like drawing on the map like that, there's actually a measurement tool that you can use to indicate where you're going. It's a little circle with like the, what do we want to call it, a calculator? It's a circle with the, I don't remember words.
You could just say it's above the dice.
Alright.
Each one.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Because that'll tell you how far you can move with if you click on your character and drag it out.
What's my spell attack bonus? 5? Okay, so...
Oh, crit.
Shit.
What spell were you using?
Going at the goat man and its chromatic orb.
Okay.
And I'm gonna choose fire. No, I'm gonna choose cold.
Okay. Well, roll your damage because you're nat 20.
20 damage.
20 damage. Yeah, he's not looking good either.
Damn, he's still up.
And then,
Yeah, just like barely. Like both the werewolf and the go man have single-digit health left.
Frederick's gonna stroll up. Actually, he's gonna stroll up here. And that should give flanking, and then he's gonna whack him
Well,
with the
the mech thing is in the air, so it doesn't have advantage.
Oh, it is? Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, he was here? Here, yeah, that's... Do I have enough to get there? No, okay. Big sad.
Well, 6 doesn't hit if you're...
Well, I was trying to get to the flanking position, so the 22, but...
We need a way to like indicate that the things are in the air, because now we have 2 flying things in the group.
There is.
Can you put just like right click in and put a certain marker on it that we don't use?
marker we could use?
That kind of looks like you're dead.
That's what I was like. I don't know.
He's dead, Jim.
Is this one? Fucking wind icon.
Sure, we'll do the wind icon.
You know, there's
That looks
the
like a
ever
fake
favorite.
grip.
There, now they're just smelly, they're not dead.
There's the ever favorite grenade.
Grenade.
Granada, granada.
What the hell would that even be good for?
Living bombs? I don't know.
Who knows? Like delayed blast fireball or something?
I don't know. Is living bomb a thing in D&D?
It's kind of like delayed blast fireball. But anyway, Commissar, it's your turn. Both of the fires grow.
Alright, I'm going to use my bonus to have my little buddy take a shot at the goat man.
Okay, that hits, and that kills it.
Yippee! And then I'm load up another fire shot and take a shot at the werewolf.
Oh, it hits,
Ow!
and that kills it.
Oh, it was like a 3. Fuck.
Still kills it though. All right,
Kill stealer.
all these things, they all kind of die the same way.
Ah,
They turn back into their humanoid form, and the runes dissipate from their head. And the forest is on fire.
Yeah, can Mr. Bones do something? What the fuck?
I can shoot it with Ray of Frost. I can also use Mold Earth to suffocate the fires.
I'm gonna go up to one of the trees and light my cigar on it and just.
Is there any water
Right.
nearby?
There's not any water that you can see.
Okay, yeah, so I'll just use a combination of Mold Earth and Frost Ray to put out the fires.
Okay. That would do it, except it leaves the trees still a little charred.
Yeah, they're not spreading at least.
So, what would you guys like to do now that you've encountered this?
And
I'm gonna start looting the 2
Anything?
that I helped kill over there on the right.
Okay. Just make an investigation check.
God damn.
Okay. You're great at combat.
Yes.
This person, they're kind of just wearing some basic clothes anyway. It's not anything special, just, and you don't really find anything on them.
Wow.
Okay.
Pick up the axe that the goatman had.
There we go.
Okay, the axe is pretty crudely made.
And I want to snap off the axe head of it, just the middle bit, and kick that.
Make a strength check. You try as hard as you can, but that axe head's not coming off.
Do it. I see him doing that.
No
Yeah.
wonder your machines are falling apart. Can't even tighten the fucking bolt.
So, Gregory, I didn't
I'll
see
go.
I didn't see your investigation check for. I was just looking for Edrins, but you actually find in one of the pockets there seems to be a small rock with a rune carved into it.
Okay.
I'll show you what the rune looks like.
I cast Mage Hand and pick it up.
Okay. Oh wait, I gotta put that. I don't have that rune in the game.
While you do that, I'm gonna go over to Commissar and just Electric Blast the pole off, so help him out.
Okay. So the rune looks like this.
Okay.
The roof.
Yes. It's just on a little like oval shaped rock in the pocket.
Does it look magical? Just a rock with a symbol.
Do you want to make an Arcana check?
May I take an Arcana check?
Sure. Is Gregory? Are you letting him see it?
I'm sure I have it at Mage Hand just like floating up, so anyone can see it. I'll just
Okay.
come over.
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check. Either one of you. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can tell it's slightly magical as it is a rune, and what you know about runes, they're generally of at least a little bit magical make.
Okay. I would like tear a piece of clothes off from any of them if they have any clothes, and then like wrap up the stone in it.
Sure. Tasha's caustic brew. Okay. You have this wrapped up rune now.
Yeah, it's in the Tasha's book. It's a spell sorcerers have access to. It's pretty cool, actually.
What would you guys like to do? It is starting to get dark in the woods here.
I want to keep trying to break that. I want to take that axe hammer. I want to put it into the barrel and have my cannon shoot the fuck out and try to blow it off.
I think Gregory actually shot the head off for you.
I shot it off for you.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna put that in my bag. Melt that down later.
I'm gonna
All right,
clean.
give it axe head.
I'm gonna clean my weapons.
Okay.
I'm also gonna see if I can find any straight sticks around.
Sure, it doesn't take really any looking around at all to find just a stick.
Oh, you're looking for a straight stick? There's the axe handle.
True.
Yeah, there is that.
Alright.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it after.
Oh, I need one more spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask and see if we are staying in the forest for the night.
Well, we didn't get very far into the forest.
Well, so I'm going to say you guys travel a decent distance following this
Okay.
thing, and you're pretty good ways into the forest itself.
Alright. I'm asking if we're staying here or attempting to make our way back out of the forest.
We could be less productive if we leave and come back. So
Yeah.
we can camp out here tonight.
Yeah. Besides, I need to refuel these things. I'm gonna slap my little robot thing. And it's gonna just gonna droop down a bit.
Where are you guys camping at? We'll just use this map for your camp.
Real quick, I'm going to cast a long strider on myself for the next hour and look around for the perfect spot to set up camp.
Okay. How far out do you go?
Well, at 50 feet of movement, I'll go out, I'd say, about a mile.
All right, make a survival check.
Alright.
Okay. You go out a ways and you find a decent place to set up camp. It's not really like a clearing, really. It's more like just a point where a couple trees are just missing
Oh,
in this dense forest.
I would like to say that I'd prefer to not have it be super open and clear.
Okay.
A better spot would be a place where we can, if possible, have the trees to our backs, like a thick tree to our back, if possible.
Okay. You would be able to find something like that going pretty far out from where the rest of the group is.
Okay.
Now you need to find your way back to the group. Make another survival check.
Okay. Another 13.
Yeah, it's fine. You were able to find your way back. And then, do you want to inform them of the spot you found?
Yes. I'm gonna let them know that there's a nice spot, lots of cover, good spot to set up camp. Would be nice to stop there for the night.
Nick, I have a question.
Okay.
Does the humanoid have to be alive to drink its blood?
Yes.
Okay. And that's all I wanted to know. Not really.
What's going on?
I think he's talking to his grandpa.
Oh, I was confused. I was like, wait, who's... Commissar can start a fire with nothing.
Do we
So-
need a fire?
So, Edrin leads you to the spot that she found in the forest that would make for a nice camp. Go back to the main map again here. So, we're going to do... how do you guys set up camp, by the way?
As soon as we get there, I'm just gonna start pulling out like my tools, and all that stuff. I'm gonna get to work.
I see.
Okay.
I'll get some rocks for a campfire. Some sticks.
Okay. And as you guys would know, it is currently fall in Vaegar, so it gets pretty chilly at night.
Hmm.
So you guys like setting up tents, or what are you doing? Do you have tents? It's a real question.
I'm gonna. Greg will just on top of a tree and do something.
I'll say that me and Frederick can take watch. We don't really sleep, we just kind of go inactive, but we can still perceive enemies and if anything's approaching when we're inactive, so we can just watch the whole night.
Okay. You guys want to take shifts even though Mr. Bones can stay up all night? Yeah, it's a skeleton.
6 eyes are better than 4.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping, not taking any watches. I have my workshop set up, and I just go to work on my big spider webs that I'm walking around on top of. I'm just working on that all night. It's loud as fuck.
Okay.
Same thing here, but Greg is gonna like find a place and then hop inside of his ring and put his stuff in there.
Okay. So, are both of you guys not sleeping?
No, I'm gonna sleep, but I'm gonna work on potions.
You get
on
exhaustion
potions
points
and
if you don't sleep.
Sleep.
Careful of those, you get 6 of those little suckers and you die.
All right. So, first watch is Edrin and Mr. Bones. Make your perception check. Good thing nobody speaks Goblin except for you.
Frederick! Damn!
Yep. All right. So you guys on your watch, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary, but you can talk amongst yourselves if you wish.
I'm gonna turn to him. What are you exactly?
What do you mean? I'm just a average, ordinary, everyday skeleton.
Where did you come from?
Nick, where did we say I came from again since I'm god touched with the god of death thing?
You said you were from Vaegar, right?
Yeah.
So we'll say you're not exactly sure. You didn't come from a town, that's for sure. But you came from like the southeast part of the country.
Okay. So I'll mention that I'm not really too sure where I'm from, but I know that I was raised under the touch of Kelimvor, and he saw how necromancers were taking control of skeletons and forcing them into servitude, and I am basically a servant under Kelvimor that is here to liberate my skeletal kind from their oppressors.
Have you ever been to the Feywild, by any chance?
I can't say that I have. Just kind of woke up, wandered around a bit, ran into some angry villagers. They weren't too happy about me existing. Got away from them. Met Frederick. Beat up the skeleton, beat up the necromancer that was controlling him, and we've kind of just been cool. Can't really talk, but he's got that cool shirt, and he just kind of rattles back. I kind of understand what he's saying now, but can't really talk.
Where did he come from?
Just found him in a hut with a necromancer. Beat up his the one that was controlling him, and just kind of hangs out with me now.
I see. Well, I've been hunting undead for a very long time. So.
Well, don't haunt us now. We got a dream. We're gonna make a village eventually.
A village for what?
Skeletons.
Interesting.
I can't exactly free anyone besides just Frederick here yet, but eventually I'll figure out a way. And you know, me and Frederick, we're gonna free our brothers and have a village where we can live without discrimination.
She leans back on her haunches and starts writing something. Then doesn't...
Is it rhyming or writing?
Writing, and then doesn't really talk for the rest of the watch.
I just shrug and pull out a deck of cards and play with Frederick.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Bones, you were found by Torvi. Remember the leader of Mir? Like recently, because he's like, "What the hell are you?"
Oh, right, yeah. Wait, he's the leader of the town?
Yeah, Torvi. He's the leader of Mir.
Okay. Let's see. You said he was called Mir?
No, that's
Or
a town.
Torvi.
Torvi.
Runs Mir.
Torvi
Yes.
runs Mir. Mir.
His official title is Rune Master Torvi.
Okay, I have it written down in my Mr. Bones notes.
Okay. All right. So your watch goes uneventful. Who wants to be on the second watch?
I mean, again,
Jeez,
Mr.
you're
Bones
keeping
can
it so fucking
stay up the
loud.
whole night.
I can. I'll pop out of my ring and then I'll just fly down and say, all right, I guess I'll take the next watch.
Okay. Does
God
anybody
damn.
want? Huh?
Well, you fly down and what appears to be two inactive skeletons, but we're, well, hold on. Does the period of inactivity, does that mean I can't do anything, or does it just mean low activity?
You can't really. It's like impactful activities.
I'm just like, can I still play cards and still be inactive?
Yeah, it's like downtime.
Okay, yeah. So you'll fly down, and me and Frederick are just playing cards, keeping watch.
Oh, also, when I go into the ring and come out, I do it so like no one can see me. I don't want anyone to know about it.
Okay. You just see the Birdman descend from the tree. You guys can make your perception checks again.
Oh, the same one for the whole night?
No.
Alright, come on, Frederick, we got this. Good
Pretty
enough.
average, really. How do he crit? He has a -1 perception, but he crit on it. Anyway, so your watch goes by fine. You don't. You hear some strange noises from the southeast. You also hear some strange noises from whatever Commissar is doing. You guys like to talk with each other while you're on watch?
Do you guys eat, or you guys just? It just.
No, we don't
exist?
really eat. I mean, we can, but I gesture vaguely to my
worthwhile.
rib cage.
Yeah.
Pretty handy though, can't really get poisoned or sick either. Just bones.
Do you drink milk to make your bones stronger, or how does that one work?
Can't really drink milk either. Again, gestures vaguely to my rib cage. If I had to guess how I get stronger, maybe my god blesses me. I haven't really experienced getting stronger yet, so couldn't really tell you. Just living the old average skeleton life, making puns, liberating my brethren, you know. Make some finger guns.
Any memories before you were a skeleton?
Nope, can't say I do right now. Maybe I'll get some later, but right now it's just me, Mr. Bones, Frederick.
Finger guns. You want to see a real gun? I want to attempt to load up a round in my prototype and see if it works.
Your prototype, what?
The actual mech, the actual spider. I want to see if I
Oh.
can get, or just want to try and get it to work, at least for one shot.
It's not really a gun. It's more like a spring-loaded mortar launcher.
Yeah. With the the gas power. Just
What do you put in it?
I'm gonna toss in one of my fire shots.
Okay. So
Actually, I
I'm
can't
gonna have
toss
you-
the fire shot. This
to
is basic.
test your prototype thing, I'm gonna have you roll. Well, just roll a d20. Okay. So you test it, you load it up. It shoots it, but it goes like 3 feet and falls on the ground next to you and doesn't ignite.
Damn it. I'm just gonna start kicking it up and crawl back underneath and get back to work.
Okay. So third watch. Who wants to take third watch? Saren, bargain.
I will take the third walk.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. So now that there's 3 of you, actually, there's 4 people awake now, technically, in the middle of the night here. I assume Gregory went to bed.
Hmm?
Did you go to bed, Greg?
Yeah, I went to bed.
Okay.
Weak
So-
mortal flesh.
Saren, Vargan, Mr. Bones, make your perception checks. Make a tinkering check. Yeah. Commissar?
What's that? Just click tinkering tools.
Yeah, it should take your intelligence into account. Wow. Whatever you're working on blows up.
Yikes.
No, the gyro.
You guys hear like a kind of like rumbling sound, and then you look over at Commissar and there's smoke rolling out from whatever he's working on. He's got soot all over his face.
Are there is anything on fire?
Yes, his coat is on fire.
I'll shape some earth to engulf itself around the fire to put it out for him, and then put off of the coat.
The weird part is he didn't seem to notice his coat was on fire.
This is weeks of work undone. Yeah.
So Saren and Mr. Bones, with your higher perception, with that distraction and everything, you're kind of looking around at everything else, and you see a person in the forest walking your direction. Looks like they're holding their arm. Kind of limping in the direction of camp.
Is he holding in air?
No, he's holding this person's holding their arm. Almost like it's injured.
I'll
Oh.
get up from my seat and shout out to him. Hello there, traveler. What brings
Also-
you to these parts?
Also, Vargan fell back asleep.
He's trying to meditate and repress the bloodthirst.
It's very hard to repress that bloodthirst. But anyway, so you kind of wave at the person, and they're walking towards camp still. Looks like they're bleeding from the arm that they're holding, and they're limping your direction.
I have my hood up, by the way, so he can't immediately tell I'm a skeleton. I'm gonna walk up to him, I'm gonna pull my hood back and go boo.
They see you. They look very shocked and they run away as
I
fast as
just
they
kind
can,
of laugh a
which
little
is a
bit.
limp run, leaving a blood trail the entire way.
Ah, unfortunate for him. I, I just walk back to
He's
camp.
dead.
About 5 minutes later, in the direction that they ran, you hear a scream, and then it's cut off.
He's dead.
Yep.
Would you guys like to talk amongst yourselves while you're awake?
I'm gonna have fun scaring people like that.
You know, also ushering them to death.
Oh, it's fine.
So Saren and Mr. Bones, you're awake now. Vargan, he woke up for like 5 minutes and then fell back asleep.
Did he see me scare the guy away?
Now he missed that.
Damn.
So, Saren and Mr. Bones, if you want to talk amongst yourselves.
I'm scared of.
His bones, yeah.
I'll probably try to like sit away from him and appear like visibly scared. I don't
Okay,
know.
let me see. What do you want to tell? For me to tell if she's scared? Just like intelligence or wisdom?
In insight.
Right, okay.
Oh yeah, she's like scared. She's really scared of you. But I've probably never seen
Scratch
anything.
my skeletal chin. I think for a second if I want to be cool and explain myself or just scare her more. Let me roll a 50-50.
Oh god.
1d2. Okay, 2 would scare her more, so I suppose I'll explain myself. Kinda wanted to get up to more trickery, but it's fine. Well, just look at her and I'll be like, oh, appears you're a little fearful of me, but no need for that. I'm just a friendly neighborhood skeleton with another skeleton. He's wearing a cool shirt. You know, we're really not any different from you guys. Kinda brought here to liberate my brethren from the necromancers, you know. The only bad skeletons, you know, there's no bad skeletons, just bad people that use them.
So Saren, while Mr. Bones is talking to you, you can almost make out a shadowy pair of hands around Mr. Bones' neck, almost like it's trying to strangle him.
Hold on.
But Mr. Bones doesn't see this, and only you can see this.
I flinch.
Have I
Not
spent a
saying
minute
it.
talking to her?
Yeah, probably at this point.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And you have to make a contested insight check.
Me?
For what? What are you doing?
It's diplomat.
So do I do inside?
What is that from?
That is my background.
Yes,
Very
yeah,
just a
thing.
thing.
Oh, okay. So, Saren, if you would make an insight check against his persuasion. Okay.
So I would say it doesn't really work like a full charm. I mean, I guess
Yeah, it's
technically
not
it
a
does.
spell.
I'm just
It's not.
I'm
But
just
you're just
kind
like trying to
convince her
convincing.
that I'm chill.
Yeah. So at this point, Saren, you would be a little bit less wary of him, but you're not sure to think what to think about these shadowy hands around his neck.
I guess I would probably be like appearing like I'm not listening to him anymore, and I'm more focused on just weird shadows on his neck.
Okay.
Do I notice she's staring intently at my neck?
Yeah, you notice it.
What's wrong with my neck? You're looking pretty Intent over there.
Nothing. I will just try to like brush it off and just like get up and try to leave.
Where do you go?
Am I still on third watch?
Yeah, this is still part of the watch here.
Then I will just like stand up and like turn away, try to hide them like I saw something.
Okay.
I look at Frederick. I'm like, you see anything on my neck?
Frederick just shrugs.
Weird. Fleshies. Just kind of cackle.
Okay. So eventually the sun comes up and your watch ends. You don't know what happened to that guy, but you probably assume he probably died a very gruesome death. Commissar, you take a point of exhaustion. You did not sleep. You did your things. And everybody else wakes up rested. And you get your spell slots back and all that.
What?
You're done. The rest is over. You're awake now. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give a quick look over to see, just kind of like looking at everybody to make sure nobody's missing.
Okay. Yeah, everybody seems to be here. Commissar has a scorched patch on the shoulder of his coat. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix that with this. Can't be having that.
Emergency repair. You see him take it's basically a sewing kit out and just start to repair his shit up. He's doing everything very fast too. It's strange.
I'm still smoking. Just
his eyes are really wide and bloodshot.
I come over and cast a very much reduced power ray of frost, so it's just like a cool breeze to help kind of put some of the heat out.
So what heat?
Didn't you say it was like smoking still?
no.
It's a scorch mark on it. It's not like smoking.
Yeah, I'm smoking because I'm always smoking like a big fat fucking cigar.
Oh! I thought you meant like the machine was smoking again. I was like,
yeah. No.
All right. So, what are you guys doing?
Is Camo's character still asleep?
No, he's probably awake at this point.
Okay, I want to try and sneak up on him.
All right, make a stealth check. Vargan, make a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Rolling that one.
Roll one.
So, Vargan, behind you, you hear snap and then, damn it, as you see Mr. Bones' foot got caught on a vine and it came off.
Ooh.
I untangle the leg, and then I look at it.
Can I have my leg back? I need that. Really can't get a foot up on life without it.
He smiles and he's like, "Maybe we got on the wrong foot here."
No, really, I need that leg back though.
Again.
After Greg hears that one, he's just gonna look around, see if anything, if he finds any footprints or anything. Just doesn't want to be there hearing all these bones.
You're just trying to avoid the situation entirely. Make a perception check. Okay, so coming from the southeast, you see a blood trail come towards the camp and then rapidly away from the camp.
Don't ask me what that's about.
Greg's gonna fly back to the group. It's like, looks like there was a blood trail that came to the camp and went away. Who's on
Oh
watch when
yeah,
that happened?
there's a weird guy, kind of suspicious, approaching the camp in the middle of the night. I went up to him with my
Vicious, huh?
hood up so he couldn't see me, and then I pulled it back and went boo, and he ran away really fast.
Huh.
I blink
Oh,
at the skeleton and then turn my head to his foot in hand. And I just start walking away with the foot.
Hey now, I need that. You come back here.
I think he's got a leg up on you.
Oh god.
I start hobbling after him.
I
Shaking
give
my face.
Let's just turn into a game of puns.
I give it to Edrin, and I state, I will follow the blood. You look over the skeleton. I will be back.
Which blood trail do you follow? The one that's rapidly moving away?
Yes.
Okay. So you follow it for, like, on the watch, about 5 minutes or so. And you get to, there is kind of around, on the opposite side of a tree, there is a larger blood pool. And you can't see on the other side of the tree right now, though.
Can I make a ready to action?
Sure, yeah, you can prepare yourself.
Alright, so I have both hands on my, the sheath blade, have my thumb, flick out the blade just a bit, like a good weeb.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to strike at a moment's notice, and I swiftly sidestep to the tree to look.
Okay, so you sidestep around the tree and you see most of a person. This person appears to have massive claw lacerations across the chest. Half of their face is missing. Their right arm is gone completely. And half of the right leg is about 20 feet away. This person has been mauled by something.
Is there any trail left behind?
There seems to be kind of a different type of blood trail leading south from where you're at.
Okay.
The same direction where the person was coming from towards camp.
I will return to my party and update them on this.
Okay. So you come back and explain what you saw
Yes.
leaning against the tree.
A mangled corpse. Whom you scared is now dead. How do you feel about this?
I shrug. Hey, he's probably gonna die out there anyways, being alone. All those werewolves and whatnot.
And you
Dude,
not
that's-
think to help?
It could have been a werewolf itself. Do you ever think about that? Eh?
could have been a friendly. It could have been someone who would have helped you with your skeleton problem. But no, he's dead now.
Could have been a necromancer.
Am I a necromancer?
I don't know.
You might be.
I look at them with like half closed
Okay, now-
lids, like, are you fucking serious?
Don't listen to the messed up goblin.
God, I feel like this fucking Mr. Bones and Grobulus are from Philadelphia.
Damn.
Full of full. Salt sauce.
Who's the crazy cracked out guy that's playing Luigi, who was in Philadelphia? Yeah, that's
Charlie
Grobby.
Day.
Charlie
Yeah,
Day.
Charlie Bay Grobby.
Grobby is not his name. It's a Commissar Grobulus Leopold IV Jr. Or Commissar Grobulus Leopold for short.
Just call him sorry. or literally just comes.
I'm just gonna call you a commie.
Tommy.
Ooh.
Alright, now who's got Mr. Bones' leg? He needs that back, or he's gonna go have to find someone to take it from.
I look at the Edrin and I'm like, it's up to you.
Can I try and
He did a scummy thing.
I'm gonna hold my hand out for the leg.
make a metal foot, a metal leg with some of the scrap I got?
I mean, you could try, but it'd require a bunch of time.
I'm gonna try to use this scrap and I'm gonna melt down that axe head, or the bolts I made with the axe head, and try to make it to it.
Make another tinkering check.
That also somehow blows up.
I would like the leg, please. I hold out my hand for the leg.
Oh, I already gave it to you.
Okay, I'm gonna give it.
I gave
back
it to you before.
I'm gonna give it back to Mr. Bones.
So
Appreciate
Commissar,
it.
as you go to your tinkering station, Mr. Bones gets his leg, but you don't know that.
Oh no, yeah, I'm making this fucking leg. I'm making this leg now.
I mean, it's good to have a backup. If my leg just explodes somehow, as long as it's a suitable replacement, I can just slap it on there.
You do know Bones stay on by magical or physical means, right? He's gonna have to bolt that leg in, so, which means he can't kneel
Not as a
with that
skeleton
leg.
race. It is magic means. I just have to find a limb and I can slap it on there.
I didn't know. That's cool.
I'm going to glare at Mr. Bones for a moment before letting go of the leg.
Commissar's over there making his thing while you guys are doing this.
Mr. Bones, you can't just scare somebody away from camp in
How was
in a
I
werewolf
supposed to
infested
know
forest.
he was gonna run away like a big baby? Alright, I just gave him a little fright, and he screamed. You would have thought he was a banshee the way he screamed, and off he went.
He didn't actually scream. He did that thing where he looked and he's like, and then ran away.
I'm just exaggerating.
Oh,
Can I see if he's lying?
sure. Make an insight check.
What do I do to contest that?
You don't.
You make a deception check.
Yeah, but only if he's trying to lie.
Are you trying to lie?
I mean, I'm just embellishing the story.
Oh well, with that check, Vargan you probably believe him.
I did not hear any screaming, but I am a heavy sleeper. Regardless, who wishes to come with me and follow this trail I found after the mangled body was found?
I'll go.
I
Give me a minute.
follow respectfully behind. Away from him.
Commissar, how long do you work on this leg?
Until it's done.
Okay. Is anybody waiting for Commissar?
Stand near him and watch him.
But I'm gonna go into Commissar's tent. It's like, come on, you can deal with the leg later.
Oh, no,
Drag him out.
there's no tent. It's just a little workbench, like a garage minus the garage. It's a fucking mess. It's a mess. There's parts fucking everywhere.
He's got one folding table that he carries with him at all times.
Watch your step. You might step on something and tetanus.
It's fine. I don't think skeletons get tetanus.
Skeleton gets tetanus somehow. He figures that away.
Bone tetanus.
I'll start.
Tetanus! You get the bone spurs.
On the pack.
He has bonitis, dude.
He's got bonitis.
Like,
All right. Okay, so you say that. Now I'm going to make it a curse in D&D. Bonitis.
Amazing.
Oh, dude, I can get cursed, but I can't get diseases. Don't do that.
Can we just get Rod Joint from Skyrim?
Go ahead, Bellamy. Or, oh, fuck.
Gregory.
Gregory.
Yeah. Specifically, just because of all the similar sounding names over at Jazanda. I'm trying to drag Commissar out of his workstation to Um, go and look, follow the trail of blood.
It, it's al- it's already dead. It's not going anywhere. I can finish this. Upgrades, people,
But
upgrades.
we're still on a mission.
I like to imagine this is like what you guys dealt with the entire time you traveled together.
Yeah, pretty much. It was.
How was
It took Commissar so long to make the little robot. I was like, all right, not again.
how long? How long do you think it's gonna be to finish this lake?
Like an hour.
Just give me an hour. Alright? Make some breakfast. We haven't eaten. We haven't eaten. We had to have some breakfast.
Yeah, bon
Listen.
appetit, guys.
It's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
I think I have to kill Mr. Bones just to stop the puns.
Please.
No, dude, this is like my favorite character I played. Don't kill him.
You can kill him as many times as you want. I will rebuild him with steel.
He's gonna be the fucking Terminator at this point.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
It's like just a skull with a metal body.
Dude, what if I just had a vat of molten metal and we just dipped you in it? Ugh.
And then he wouldn't be able to move.
Ugh.
I just become a block.
You gotta stop with that sound.
I have this
going.
I'm just like,
You just make breakfast now. I gotta finish this. Eyes just twitching. I gotta finish my work. Just fucking
This is gonna be me by the end of the campaign.
So Greg, yeah, the gold skeleton. Gregory, you would recognize this as the effect of him smoking his cigar.
yeah. I'm pretty sure he's distracted, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna find the cigar box. I
Oh,
gotta get him clean for a few days before.
This is the second time you have wronged his character in such a
Ooh,
way.
Yeah, that's right. First it was statues, sir. Now it's the cigars.
See, those are on my person.
Oh. Yeah, you can see the cigar box just hanging off his coat. Make a sleight of hand check.
I am standing right next to him.
Yeah, but do you
I'm
care?
gonna try.
He is making me a leg.
True.
I'm gonna try to persuade him. It's fall, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing because he's heating up metal, right? It's gonna be pretty hot. Like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll give you your hour to make your steel leg thing, but you gotta take off the coat. You're gonna heat up.
No, I'm
No,
not.
it's fine. I can keep him cool. I'll make a little finger gun with a greatly reduced frost rate and just shoot some cold air at him.
My man.
Damn. Oh,
My man.
Fury at this point is just like, well, that didn't work, and just flies back into his tree.
So do you guys? Does everybody wait the hour for the leg to be created?
No.
Have breakfast.
I'm gonna go with.
If they're going, I'm gonna leave him with Mr. Bone to just go off and go check
Okay.
this trail.
So Edrin, Vargan, Gregory are going. Mr. Bones and Commissar are staying behind to make the leg. Saren, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm good with whatever. I'm just like following.
You're gonna follow them and the blood trail?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mr. Bones and Commissar, you're back at where the camp was. Are either of you paying attention to your surroundings, or is Mr. Bones just like enamored with whatever Commissar is doing?
Frederick will keep out a watch. I'm watching what he's making.
Okay, make a perception check for Frederick.
Uh-oh.
All right. And I need Edrin. I think you're leading the way, right?
Well, Vargan, you're the one.
Oh, that's
who
right.
knew where
Bargain
it was, right?
was the one who was in it. Yeah. So Vargan, I need you to make you make a perception check too. See where you're going.
Nice 3.
All right. So you follow the blood trail. It's not that hard to follow. You don't know where Mr. Bones and Commissar are right now, but you have a mission you want to fulfill. You keep following this blood trail for about 30 minutes or so, and it ends at a tree. Well, obviously at a tree, you're in a forest. There just seems to be like a larger pile of blood and then nothing.
So, what did you see here?
When the body's gone, or did we?
Oh,
go
were you going to the body?
We were going to the body and then tracing back the blood trail. Depths.
So you take, after screwing around at camp for a little bit, you take the 5 minutes out to where the body was, and it's not there anymore.
So,
Something is out here. This is where the body laid.
I'm gonna kind of scratch my head. Can I tell if it got dragged somewhere from where it is? Like it's there.
Looking around at how the blood has moved based on where he told you the body was, it looked like it was dragged up the tree.
Okay. Well, that's up to you. I can't climb.
Where this is going.
I'm gonna take my bow out though, and kind of. I can provide support from down here though.
Greg will just fly up and see if he can see if the body's up there or not.
Okay. Make a perception check. So once cat really wants attention.
I'm gonna put my cat on the mic. Hang on.
True.
All right, you gotta show us a picture of the cat. It's law.
I mean, I can go get my cat. She's a pretty kitty.
All right, so Gregory, you fly up above the trees, and about, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 trees away, at one of the tops of the trees, there is one of the werewolves just tearing into the body, this body, eating it.
How far is it away?
It's like 15 trees away, so it's maybe, I'd say like 30 to 40 feet.
Alright, they see me from...
No, it
from
just
below
seems
the
to
tree?
be focusing on, its back is actually turned to you.
No, like if names I'm blanking out. If they can see me from the bottom of the tree, not the werewolf.
No, they cannot.
Can't see me. All right. Just munching away, not looking.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to. I'll Eldritch Blast it. It did just kill somebody still munching on it.
Okay. Make an attack roll. That hits.
7 and plus 2 thunder damage. So.
All right. So you shoot your Eldritch Blast, and it hits this werewolf. It drops the body, looks over at you, like directly in your eyes, and then howls.
Uh-oh.
I didn't think it was gonna do that one. Well.
And then it jumps
So this
back
is
down
about
into
5
the trees.
minutes out. Are we able to hear the howl from the camp?
No. wait. Yes, you'd be able to hear a howl. But so the werewolf jumps back into the trees after you do this, Gregory. And the rest of the party hears the howl. Mr. Bones and Commissar can just barely hear it, but they are busy.
Let me roll to see if I notice it.
I'll like
care.
down.
Let's see.
So Gregory comes back down.
I like my way back down and then say that that the werewolf hopped down. I hit the wolf because I didn't think, it was by itself. I was like, all right, probably gonna knock it off the tree or something. That didn't happen. Dropped the body and then just howled. Any of you see anything? Fall down or something?
Did we see anything?
You would have seen something rustle the trees a little bit to the south, but that's about it.
Well, all I really saw was your Eldritch Blast and then a little bit of movement to the south. But other than that, not really. I'll admit I wasn't paying total attention.
Should probably head back.
You don't say.
Might now be a
We
good
could
time.
have.
Sorry, you want to fight the wolf guy?
We
So, while
could
this
have
is happening-
captured it and learned more about it.
While this is
Now-
happening, back at camp, Mr. Bones, Frederick kind of alerts you to something. I don't know how he does it because you're not facing his direction. Does he just tap you on the shoulder?
Yeah.
So he taps you on the shoulder while he's looking the other direction. Do you look around?
Yeah.
So you look around, and behind you, standing about 20 feet away, is one of these towering werebears.
Oh shit! I say out loud.
And it's got its arms out and it's kind of snarling a little bit. It's got drool and foam coming from its mouth.
I scratch my chin for a moment and I raise a hand and I'm like, "Hey, fellow monster, are you out here hunting humans?"
It goes and comes towards you.
I didn't think that worked. Okay.
We'll just go
Can
back to
I
the.
try and meet it with a chromatic orb before it charges me?
It is 20 feet away from you, so. We'll say, yeah, you can try it.
Okay. I will give it a little pop. A little snap crackle pop. Rice Krispies.
You good?
Actually I'm gonna hit it with Tosh's Caustic Brew.
Okay. So what is that? Dex?
Oh, fuck.
It fails dex save.
Okay, so it just takes 2d4 damage on its turns until it scrapes it off.
Okay. So, he's going to come at... First, he's going to come at Frederick, originally, but now you shot something at it, so it's going to come after you. Which it goes past Frederick's combat area, so you can make a attack opportunity with him.
Alrighty.
I got a quick question. So with
It's
the toss,
7.
with caustic brew, what happens if you hit it, another person hits it with caustic brew? Does that stack and would it have to wash scrape off both instances of it, or just a single scrape?
I actually don't know. I've never seen Caustic Brew before, so...
Yeah, because I also have that.
Oh, really? That's funny.
7 does not hit, by the way.
Damn.
But it also misses you with its claw attack. So you see it coming towards you and just brings this one massive claw out and just swipes past your head as you duck. Commissar, you hear commotion behind you, but you're too concerned with your leg.
I'm gonna shout out to Commissar. There is a very large and angry werebear in the camp.
I peek my head out and see if I can see what he's talking about.
You see it. What would you like to do, Commissar?
Well, let's see. I'm going to. How far away is it?
It's like 5 feet away from you because it's right now attacking Mr. Bones.
All right, I'm going to use it as a bonus, flame up my mini one, and have that thing fire.
Okay. That misses.
All right. I'm gonna get scroll back away as far as kind of far as I can.
Okay.
Actually, is there a nearby tree?
Yes.
I'm gonna try and scurry up it.
You gotta try to climb up the tree.
Yeah.
Make an athletics check. So you get like 2 feet up the tree and you just slide back down and you get a splinter in your hand.
Damn. All right, I'm just gonna shoot it with a fire round.
All right. That hits. It's gonna roll the crit though if you hit that. So the 1 damage.
God damn.
It gets hit, impacted by it, and it just like shrugs it off. You can go ahead, Mr. Bones.
Alright. So I'm gonna yell out, I'll take one of these! I cast inflict wounds.
That hits.
20.
20 damage. Holy shit.
Inflict
That's a
wounds
crazy
does a
first level
lot.
spell.
Yeah. It's real good. It is also a melee spell at low level, which is real risky.
Okay. Is going to attack you again then. So.
And then, wait, Frederick has
Oh yeah,
his
Frederick,
thing?
that's right.
13.
13 doesn't hit.
And then on his turn, because I don't think Tasha activates until his turn begins. So when his turn activates, that'll be 5 damage.
Okay. Still standing.
You said Frederick didn't hit with a 13?
No.
Aw.
So, this thing is going to swipe at you again, Mr. Bones.
I'm gonna have to ask him to not.
Does a 14 hit?
Yep.
All right. It's going to swipe you with its massive clawed paw. Actually deals 8 damage.
It's like 8/10 of my health.
Yeah. And then roar at you again. Commissar.
Alright, I'm going to have my little drone thing. Try and smack it. Nope.
Nope, another miss.
And then I'm gonna try and shoot it again.
Okay. That hits. It's great. Nice, 12 damage. This thing's not looking too good.
And that'll be it. I'm gonna try to shoot again with the tree again, actually, my movement. We'll try again.
Try to make another athletics check. Alright, you can get up probably partially up the tree. I say like 10 feet or so. Mr. Bones, you just got swiped.
I'm gonna scream out in pain, then I'll yell, "Back, fiend!" and I'll fire off my last one of these.
You're gonna
And one of those.
scream in pain, but you can't feel pain.
Oh, that's true. It's
Inflict wounds
acting.
misses, longsword hits, but it's gonna deal crit damage, so I don't know what.
You want me to just like re-roll the longsword and then click the damage?
Yeah.
Or just half whatever the crit would do?
Just re-roll it.
Alright. 8.
Okay. It's gonna turn around and swipe at Fred.
Oh, Frederick! He's a lot tankier than me, so...
It missed.
Frederick has 17 AC compared to my 11, so
Well, he
I'd
rolled
rather things
7,
hit him.
so.
Damn.
Commissar, this thing isn't. It doesn't. It has like no health left.
Mini cannon.
That hits.
15 hit. 5.
That kills it. So
It
this
just blows
last.
its head off.
Okay, so it explodes its head off, and then it falls to the ground, a headless corpse.
Alright.
It turns back into a person again in the headless corpse. The weird thing is, where the rune tattoos would be on its head are still floating in that space and they disappear.
Alright, I'm gonna quickly scurry down the street. I'm fucking hungry. I'm just gonna look at Bones. Just shh. I'm gonna have a few bites.
Of the person?
I'm fucking hungry, man.
That's fine.
Huh?
Am I missing any bones from when the thing hit me?
Yes, you're missing your clavicle.
Alright. I'm gonna take his clavicle.
Okay.
What is
Jesus
going on?
Christ.
You guys aren't there, so you can't see it. So the rest of you over where the corpse was, you start to hear 1, 2, 3, 7 howls coming from the south.
Y'all better eat that a lot out of there. Also, I'm gonna full heal myself with Toll of the Dead because it's a cantrip.
Okay.
Yeah, unless we want to deal with 7 werewolves, we should probably head back.
Well, you shouldn't have hit that!
I'm sorry. You just wanted me to leave it there eating the person?
It's
Yeah,
probably
it's
not a
dead,
great
but
idea to
still.
shoot it. I'll admit, a little more calmly than our comrade here. You probably shouldn't have shot it, no. Listen, he was already dead. Not much we could do about it.
Imagine all this drama happening over shooting something that was eating someone and coming back to Commissar and Mr. Bones.
We should leave, though. I don't like our
Quickly
chances.
minded.
I request if I can mount the centaur.
Oh my god.
Vargan, aren't you like huge?
No, I'm considered size medium.
Yeah, but you're like 8 feet tall or something.
Your point?
That's a big medium.
You're gonna weigh like 500 pounds at that point.
What the?
I guess it's all up to Edrin if you can ride her.
No. No. I don't know you.
Well,
How
if
about
we're
I
heading
let you
back,
ride
I'm
me?
just gonna...
I smack my face and I just start fucking sprinting.
Okay. So you guys all run back towards where the camp was?
I start on a gallop, yes.
Okay.
I'll fly back to the thing.
Alright. So, because this is a thick forest with lots of vines and things and foliage on the ground, and you guys are running through it, I need you all to make dexterity checks to see if you trip on anything.
Is it vines on the ground?
Wait, saving throws?
I'm flying, so...
There's vines in the air. No, you're good.
It's like, no, God.
I'm also flying.
Actually, because you're flying above everything and you can't see into the forest, I'm gonna have you make a survival check.
Alright, survival.
Do
I'm
is it a
fucking
save?
cutting these vines.
No, this is a dex check.
Okay, that's
So, Saren, if you just hit the dexterity button, it'll make a check for that.
Saren?
Yeah.
She's not with us.
Yeah, I thought you were. I thought you were.
Oh,
Yeah,
she is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she came with the group when you guys were leaving.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, yes, make a dexterity check. All right. So,
Camo, you need to re-roll yours.
yeah, it's a save that you rolled. It's just a check.
What is it? Athletics?
Dexterity check.
Just click the dexterity button, not the save.
Wouldn't matter. They're both 2.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Okay.
So, as is tradition, Edrin falls over or trips on something, doesn't fall over. Everybody else is fine, but Edrin kind of loses some distance from the rest of the group as you guys are still running.
Yeah, I feel
through
like
the forest.
centaurs are faster than normal people, even if they're tripping.
We are.
Yeah. You just lose some of your footing for a minute and then
Sure.
keep going. But generally, the group is good for this part. We're gonna do like a 3-parter here. So everybody make a dexterity check again. Gregor, you're probably already at camp at this point because you're flying.
I do have 100. If I'm dashing, which I would be.
Okay. So you get back to camp. Probably at this point, they're done eating the person and harvesting their clavicle bones.
I wasn't eating. I just needed an extra clavicle. And what use is it to let somebody rot?
Yeah, I wasn't eating the full thing. I was just, kind of just getting, just enough to fill my tummy up.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure with traveling with Commissar, he probably knows he eats people.
Yeah, depending on if he did it before, in his methed up state.
I mean, I don't think he's seen me eat someone. I don't. Unless we fought him on our way there.
All right. So, the second part of this like escape goes well. Vargan, you trip for a second, and then you're able to get helped up by the other party members, and you guys pass again. Third time. So roll one more dexterity check, you three. Okay. Looks like everybody gets a chance to trip and lose their footing. This time it is Saren that gets a little bit tripped up, and you're able to help her, and you guys get back to the kind of more covered area where your camp was at. So, what are you doing now that you're back? You see a headless corpse of a person.
I take a deep breath. I'll look at the 2 fucking meth heads.
I'm gonna calm him down.
One meth head.
Yeah, that is true. It's really only one meth head in the skeleton.
I will deal with you 2 later.
I point to the
There was a werebear. What were we supposed to do? Let it kill us?
I look at his new clavicle bone that's probably still fucking gory.
It is.
A little bloody. I've cleaned it mostly.
I just raise a single finger and just like, I don't want to fucking hear.
Hold up. I want a perception check for that. That's some shit, alright?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that you got a bloody clavicle.
When he says to do this, I'm like, deal with this, grab my crush and do the Michael Jackson.
Oh my god.
Wait, so this werebeard turned into a human?
Yeah, like the
Well,
werewolves that we killed earlier.
All the werewolves we killed
So
so
all
far.
of the were creatures have been turning into people.
So
Yeah, this one was a bear, though.
Human?
What'd you say, Saren?
He just ate a human?
Yes, but
Yes.
you guys didn't see it. He ate a chunk of him before you got there.
Bro.
All you know is that I've been accused of maybe removing the clavicle from the corpse and placing it into my own body.
Okay. Is the former werebear is he like larger than Mr. Bones?
No, it's just like a regular sized person, like an average human size.
He's gonna start to like be a hodgepodge of all of the races eventually, of different bones and shit. He's gonna have like a dwarven shin and shit.
Nice.
You know
Like,
Nito from Dark Souls?
I don't.
He's gonna just turn into like Giga Chad skeleton.
it's fine. If he collects all the bones from every race, he's gonna get an Elder Scroll.
I'll
It's
get
that simple.
skeleton
It's gotta
exodia. That's how it works.
happen. Exactly.
And I point to the bird person.
If we are to work as a team to solve this mystery, of why these people are turning into beasts. We must not act hastily.
As you say this, you hear 4 howls from the south.
Oh, fuck, not again.
I just want to quick draw, turn around in the direction of the south, and just fire off a incendiary round.
Okay, so you fire off a incendiary round into the forest, and you see some smoke right.
I let out a deep sigh and I saunter to the fire and put it out with my frost ray.
The gentle will make you jittery.
What's the range on your fire thing?
120 feet.
Okay, so yeah, you have to go like until however long your ray of frost
What
is.
is my ray of frost?
I think it's like 60 feet.
60 feet, okay.
So you got to move 60 feet into the woods to put out the fire at least.
Keep an eye on me, please. I'm gonna try and put out the fire so the whole forest doesn't burn down.
I'm gonna send my robot with him with a rated action where if there's another werebear, werewolf, goat man, it's gonna fire at it.
Okay.
Bringing Frederick with me.
As soon as Grobby shoots, I slowly turn my head and I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? Did you just not hear what I said?"
I'm gonna look at him, just like bright eyes. I'm gonna get my cigar. I'm just gonna, and then light up another one.
Smoking the fat darts.
He's fucking methed up.
I think Commissar is my favorite character.
I look to my centaur companion and I'm like,
They are going to be the death of us.
I love how every campaign, somehow me and Nez's characters have gotten along swimmingly.
Because you're both
Like-
degenerates.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I think my favorite was in Alex's campaign when he just pretended to be a crocodile in the bathroom.
Yes,
Snapped at
that was pretty
his
good.
ankle.
Now, I have a question. Do
"We
we
take a little break after this."
do we stand here and fight, or do we run?
Did anyone follow Mr. Bones in besides the robot and Frederick?
I'll follow him. Follow him while
I'm just gonna go in quickly, and then I'm gonna put out the fire, so I'm gonna run the fuck away.
Oh, Camo, we usually end in about a half hour, so.
Yes.
It's just something came up and I need to discuss it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we can take like a short break if you want.
Okay, thank you. I'll be right back.
Fucking calm. Dude, this guy's gonna be. He's gonna be the death of all of us. He's so cracked out.
Commissar, he's either going to blow himself up or someone in the party.
This is great. I've got someone to take the attention off my skeleton character now.
I just gotta make sure I just at least sleep every 5 days. Or
At
else I
least.
die. At least.
Oh, well, there's other disadvantages to exhaustion, and I think the first one is disadvantage on all skill checks.
Yeah, right now you have disadvantage on all skill checks.
Yes, skills.
Second is half speed. Third is disadvantage on everything. Fourth is, I don't remember. Let me just look it up.
Fourth is. Where is it? Fourth
So
is hit
one-
by max health.
Yeah, half. So at level 5 you have 0 speed.
And that's when I go to sleep.
Yeah, you don't need to move to sleep.
Level 5 gets attacked by a monster that takes away exhaustion. Die immediately.
See, I just gotta find a way to create adrenaline shot to get rid of it. Just got the
You
fucking
still
and
wouldn't
now
rest, so you
morphine.
wouldn't like get your health and spells back. But you'd be awake and know how you wouldn't have exhaustion points.
That's fine.
But the bad part is, if you make those adrenaline shots, based on how many times you've used them, it like once it wears off, all the accumulated exhaustion points happen at once. So do it for like 6 days, and then you forget to take your adrenaline shot. You just fucking die.
I will literally be the death of him.
Oh. God.
While we're taking this break, Ellie, do you have any questions?
Yes, do you have any questions?
No.
It's just just fucking crazy is what it is.
I just don't. I don't understand anything, so I don't really know how to like question about it if I don't understand it.
What do you mean by that?
Sometimes I don't understand like what does this roles mean.
Like when people are making perception checks and stuff?
No, like this like 3 plus 9, and then there's just like 20. Then there's just like 5 randomly added. I don't know.
Oh, you mean when you actually roll your make your rolls?
Yeah.
So the number in parentheses is what you rolled on the d20, so on the 20-sided die. And then
What's
after that,
parentheses?
what'd you say?
Where is the parentheses?
It's
They're these things.
Okay.
so if you hover over the number, and the number in the parentheses is what you rolled on the 20-sided die. And then after that, so for example, like Gregory just rolled d20 plus 5. The 5 would be like his dexterity if he had a 5 for his modifier. And then usually it's like it would be plus 5 plus 2. So the 2 is your proficiency bonus, which changes based on what level you are.
Okay.
It would actually it's way easier to learn this if you play in person first, I think. Starting online seems like it'd be more confusing than starting.
Because online also automatically calculates all your stuff, so you don't have a chance to learn it as much.
Yeah, it's better to learn in person because of that, because you have to do the math yourself.
Well, I don't have like a crazy group of people doing D&D in real life.
Yeah, when you have a cracked out goblin, it really it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I'm just playing me. minus the suicidal tendencies.
I don't know,
it's
those
just mad,
exhaustion
you know,
points are borderline.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what happens when you roll. Is it takes the modifiers that are on your stats and your proficiency bonus, which increases based on your level, and it adds it to whatever you roll on your 20-sided die. And then, like, when you roll damage for something, it's whatever that damage type is, like a d6, a d8, d4, so on and so forth. And then it adds whatever that it may be that it needs to add to that. Like, for example, like if you use your crossbow, it would be, I think it's a d6 or a d8 plus
D8.
your, yeah, it'd be a
Plus
d8.
3.
Yeah, plus your dexterity or strength. I think it's dexterity for you, actually.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Determines
So,
how much damage you do.
so 8 and D8, it's damage?
Yeah, so the d8
So what?
means it's an 8-sided die, and it just rolls 1 to 8 based on.
So it will like pick one number like from 1 to 8
Yeah, so
and then plus 3?
yes, correct.
Okay.
So if you click on your crossbow attack, see, then it tells you rolled a 14, and then added your dexterity and your proficiency bonus, so plus 3 plus 2.
Okay.
See where it's like in brackets? It actually kind of describes it. I never noticed that before. It says 3, which is your dex modifier, and then 2, which is your proficiency bonus. And then you click on the light crossbow in the chat box there, and it'll roll damage for you.
Wait, what do you do?
So in the chat box where it says light crossbow, if you click on that, it'll actually roll the damage of light crossbow. And then it tells you there.
So why would I do that?
What do you mean?
Why would I roll it again?
So the second roll is to see how much damage you actually do. Because the first one is to see if you hit the enemy's armor class.
Oh,
19
so
would
if
hit a lot of things.
so, for example, if the enemy like has 15 and I have 19, so I hit him.
Yep. So you have to hit or beat the armor class to hit an enemy.
Okay, so what does like I got 19 and 22? What does 22 mean?
So that just means it's rolling with advantage or disadvantage. It's just rolling twice. Pretty much, if you're just rolling normal, you take the first one. If you're rolling at advantage, you take whichever one's higher, and disadvantage, whichever one's lower.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay.
So it's just like set up to always roll advantage for some reason, or just roll twice. But yeah, that's the hit, and the second number is your damage. And then, like when you use Sacred Flame, that's different because it's not a spell attack. It's actually a saving throw. So the enemy has to pass or has to fail whatever it says. See the DC 12 Wisdom save? They have to fail that, so they have to get below 12 to take the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So-
some spells are saving throw spells, but if they pass, like if they get higher than your spell save, they actually take half damage, but that's usually for level 1 spells or above.
So what does 2 mean?
The 2 is how much damage it did. So
And-
it says there, so the wisdom save, and the 2 says radiant damage underneath there. That's type damage type.
How I'm stupid.
No, you're not stupid. It's just
Nah.
crazy
D&D is
complex.
just really
for starting out.
overwhelming at first.
What'd you say?
I was just saying D&D is really overwhelming at first.
Yeah, it's with D&D, it's like everything all at once, and if you don't get it, it's fine because it's a ton of stuff to learn.
Yeah, I had like at least 10 panic attacks.
Well, if you have questions about anything, you can ask pretty much any of us because we've all have a ton of experience with D&D.
Yeah, just like don't worry about what you're doing when you're still learning D&D. It's like play. If you have questions, ask. You're probably gonna do something wrong, and that's fine. It's not like a game with super strict rules. Like, I mean, it can be, and people can be like that, but usually not really. Just like you know.
The rules that I adhere to are just like, how you roll damage and do attacks and stuff like that. Other than that, it's like rule of cool. If you want to do it, just make a whatever check.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
If I finish the foot or the leg bone.
Yes. Well, yeah, actually at this point you probably would have finished the leg.
Yeah. It's like as if a goblin tried to make General Grievous's leg from Star Wars.
Make a tinkering check to see how well you do it. Did you know that the critically acclaimed game Final Fantasy XIV is free for you to try it out?
When I saw that, I was like, I can't.
Pretty good. Goes all the way up to Heavensward too.
Did Commissar finish digesting food? Can't you roll for that?
Probably not at this point, as he just got done eating it before Gregory came over. He did finish the leg, but he did finish making the leg.
Here you go,
Oh,
Dragon. This one's
but
for
he
you.
ate the leg too.
No, I think he just ate like a chunk of the person.
Yeah, just right. Because like goblins can't eat fucking anything, so like I'm fucking hungry.
Dude, I should have
Person,
picked
I took the
goblin.
clavicle, you know.
You should have played a goblin, is that what you said?
In a
Best-
campaign I was watching, what's it called? He was like playing in a school, and then the goblin just went into like the lunchrooms, cafeterias, like trash, and just ate from it. Like fucking perfect.
I actually once DM'd a game of all goblins. It was the first campaign that I ever set in Akavar. Before like the Akavar revamp.
Do the
Did they all
goblins
just
have a
kill each other?
legendary tale about them now?
No, they only got a certain amount in, and then like we stopped that game.
Damn.
They,
Feels
they,
bad.
they didn't even spend any time like in Agavar. They just like were in the eastern half, and then went to a cave and started exploring the Underdark. There was one of them was a rat druid. He believed that rats were the highest form of life, and he just summoned swarms of rats.
That's cool.
If you throw enough
I love
rats at
rats.
somebody, they will die.
Hmm.
You see, I tried. Like, I hate playing like monstrous races. Like it's. Like every now and then, might roll like a human, but if I roll a human, it's going to be the biggest piece of shit. Like, so to kind of steal candy from babies, sell it back to the parents, and then mug the parents for the candy again.
Wow.
I was thinking of
That's brutal.
I was gonna do a cleric if Gregory died, and I was gonna make him be afraid of apples and just be like,
What?
like he heard one time because he heard, right, because he's a cleric, right, so it's like, oh, he kills people. He heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, so he's terrified of
Oh
apples.
my god.
Oh my god.
I like
Right.
it.
So you have to make that your next character.
That's what I was gonna do. Yeah.
It's required. Now, you can't just say
You're
that.
legally
Not playing.
obligated.
Yeah, just wait till you take a perception check on Groppy's jacket and notice the logo in the back of it.
What is that logo?
The symbol of Sereth.
Yep. I mean, so Gregory probably would have already known about it, and Gregory probably heard from Bellamy that those guys are just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Hey, I set up all my future characters with Sereth. That way, I always have like in the pre-game, post-game built temples everywhere. So I always have a temple to go to. Oh, this character is not gonna be Zealot. It's like Zealot. It's like he has a god. He worships you. My next character, if he dies, I'm gonna be a war cleric.
Oh yeah, this is gonna game.
Maybe I'll be a zealot with you.
And
That'd
it's
be
going,
fun.
yeah, and
Zealot
this is,
barbarian.
yeah, and it's like it's not gonna be like like a cleric or not like how like CDC was where it's like, oh yeah, let me preach. It's like worship or die.
So you're like lawful evil.
Yeah.
I'd say lawful good. Our laws are just you worship Ceres. It doesn't mean lawful nice, okay?
Yeah, but he said worship or die. That's
Yeah.
lawful evil.
Yeah, like-
Religious people
like-
are weird sometimes, like that.
It's gonna be
Would
one of those characters
you-
like while it's kind of like doesn't go fully like with like the whole faith, because like this is more of along the lines of what it is, where this one is more taking like an extremist approach to it. Similar as you have like Old Testament where it's like harsh as
Yeah.
fuck.
Except
This character
Sereth-
would be
Sereth, Sereth the Old Testament is like do what you can to survive and like just that pretty much.
Yeah, this character is kind of like it's taking like everything in a religion, like to literally the religion an extremist. That's what my character's gonna be. They're a radical Sereth extremist.
Oh jeez. That character won't get very far in Vaegar because of like the people's resistance to tyranny, and hence the dead titan in the middle of the country.
Here, I'm
It
all
can't stop
above
me from
rising up
trying.
against tyranny, alright? I'm here specifically to free my brothers from tyranny.
Yeah, I also have I wanted to do the Arachne road. I was gonna go like assassination style with it. That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Be just Spider Woman.
Yeah.
I kind of want to make an elf that is an assassin and just use longbows and just spam sneak attack for massive damage.
I think you have to be next to something for sneak attack.
I thought it worked if you were hidden from them, like just stay behind
Yeah, you
cover
just
the
have-
whole
you
encounter,
just have
pop
to be-
shots.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I wanted to make a swashbuckler, but Bellamy already took that as like, I'm not gonna go on play something he's already played.
Yeah, Swashbucklers. I feel like Bellamy didn't really get a chance, like
Yeah.
why it was so broken. But he had fun.
Yeah, my first ever like D&D character was a goblin swashbuckler rogue named Krenko, and the campaign, it was supposed to be like a party kind of mission, except for we kind of derailed the campaign like immediately, and because I just pushed it onto the floorboards, and one of the other parties got stowed away. And I was like, you should start a mutiny. And they fucking listened for some reason and kind of just mutinied the ship. And I was like, oh, well, this is my ship now. And
Nice.
we went to a port that the DM had to create on the spot. And the city, was it City Blue? Because we were supposed to do Salt Marsh. And that's what we were supposed to do. And we ended up having an entire game of in this city that he had created on the spot of where we're usurping like the entire city and like kind of not a revolution, kind of like a revolution, but like we booged the city essentially. But Kirk, I didn't want to do that. Like Kirk was like, I want to be on the sea, and so I kind of like stole the ship and firebombed the fuck out of the city on my way out. I killed a lot of people. A lot of people.
My first character was a green dragonborn cleric named Call.
Cute.
Does he have any
Any
weird
relation?
ties with with the other call?
No, he was just named after him. He also same color.
Damn.
He's kind of like a inspiration, like type of thing. Like, oh, I really like that character, so I'm just gonna make
Whoever
him.
died so Call could run.
Yes. Also, the lizard folk guy that was the bartender for the capsized crew. He was my second character.
Oh yeah, we kind of just forgot all about him, didn't we?
Yeah, you didn't really talk to him much because he was kind of just like he's almost just like someone they employed because he's too dumb to do anything else.
Whatever happened to what's his face? The one fire newt that came to ask for help. Whatever happened to that
Oh
guy?
yeah.
What guy? Fire
Little
Newt?
Fire Newt? Yeah.
Uh,
He came to Jazanda and then we sent him back to the fireplace once
Oh,
the
yeah,
name
so,
had.
so because of like Zakal and him going back and like taking control a little bit and then basically leaving and be like, I don't want to have that life, and he kind of passed it on to someone else. The little Fire Newt guy was able to, with the new leadership that was no longer as oppressive, at least not non-oppressive. So the little Fire Newt guys are actually being held as slaves, and they were being experimented on by the fire elemental, like corrupted fire elemental guys, changed into those giant lizard. So the giant fire lizard guys that you fought were mutated newts.
Oh no! Well, at least I freed that one buddy. Whatever
Yes.
happened to the buddy I freed? Did he die?
No.
Did he have anything happen to him, or did he just kind of vibe for the rest of his life?
You kind of vibe.
That's fair.
You know, when I make my extremist character, it'd be great. Just like it'd be like a temp character, just have it fucking get assassinated by Stacey's like, yeah, no, you need to die.
So-
my own character kills my own character.
So the Fire Newt guys, they are no longer slaves, but they're still kind of like, you know, below the fire giants type of thing.
Second class citizens.
Yeah, basically. Also, Cambo said to go on without him. He's dealing with some stuff.
Yes.
I was gonna say we could just set up a trap for the wolves.
Well, I imagine I'm gonna put out the fire and something's gonna ambush me, so we can just call it there. I imagine it's fine.
Yeah, I guess we could end it. It's no problem. It's kind of a good spot to end.
Am I gonna get ambushed while I put out the fires?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Well,
Why would
I
he
sure
tell
would
you
like
that?
to know.
Well, you'll have to find out next week.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon's
Yeah.
Ball P.